Okay, for the 10th time, how to Necro Tank by Kamikaze. On my front bar, you want Pierce Armor as your primary debuff for single target fights. Heroic Slash as another debuff to regen ulti and to weaken the enemy. Hungry Scythe as your main heal. Deaden Pain for damage mitigation. And for trash fights, you want Silver Leash because you do not have any chains. This is also your flex slot. If you want, you can either slot Expansion Modify for bosses. It has a passive where it decreases the cost of all your active abilities. That includes your ultimate. So right now it's 237. If I took it off, it's 242. If you're doing 4-minute content, you could slot orbs in your front bar or overflowing altar, and you could change your monster set over to Symphony of Blades. Right now I have Swarm Mothers because, like I said, you don't have chains as a Necro Tank, and that's your only downfall. You have to know what the chaining adds. Viable monster sets. Monster Lock, if you're with a really bad group and they need the extra DPS. On a tank, it does an extra 10k damage every 7 seconds. That helps out a lot. For general ad pool, you can also use Engine Guardian for a resource, because I do not have Stonekeeper just yet. Lord Warden for heavy hidden bosses, and Symphony for 4-minute content, where you run 3 DPS and 1 tank. Body sets, you can run Abent, you can run Plague Doctors, you can run Unicron if you have to. For weapons and jewelry, I recommend at least 1 reduced cost of stamina, because Silver Leash is really expensive. You can run out of stamina very quickly. As of right now, it costs 3,400 stamina, and that's with this glyph. So it typically costs 3,500. You could make this infused if you have to, but I prefer a bit more health on my Necro Tank, because when I pop Goliath, I'm a lot tankier, because it gets me like 83,000 health. On my back bar, I have Graveyard for LE trash fights, Agony Totem for crowd control, Blockade for debuff, and these 2 are my damage mitigation skills. Spirit Guardian is really nice because it absorbs 10% of the damage that you take. This is your buff. It gives you major resolve and major resistance, major spell resistance. Fully buffed right now, I sit at 23 and 24. If I had Lord Warden, I would be close to cap. But I only use Lord Warden for very tanky fights, just to bump my damage mitigation. So with Lord Warden proccing, I will be almost at cap. Even with Lord Warden, I still have 1400 magic recovery and 1000 stamina recovery, which is more than enough. For race, I recommend being an Imperial, because like I said, this is a very active playstyle. And the Red Diamond passive, you get 400, nearly 400 magic stamina and health every 5 seconds. Viable ultimates are Pestilential Colossus if you're doing 4-minute content, and you can put your res ulti on your back bar just in case somebody dies. If you are doing a trial, you could place the Goliath on your front bar. This is almost the same as the DK ulti, which is Magma Shell. And you can keep either Warhorn on your back bar, or you could place the Reviving Ultimate for progression style groups. For farming content, I do recommend Pestilent the Colossus and either Warhorn, depending on which one you have ready first, or Goliath, or your Res ulti. Any questions? Feel free to message me.